Good morning to you all who are attending this webinar from the United States, and good evening to the participants from Europe. I welcome you all to today's webinar organized by GenesInk's on smart packaging and GenesInk's solution to many needs. So let's start this webinar with a short introduction of GenesInk's. GenesInk's was created in 2010, employing about 22 people as of today. We are specialized in producing nanometals and formulating them into inks for various printing processes. We have been granted 10 patent families and have a manufacturing unit with a capacity to produce up to 1 ton of nanoinks per year. Our headquarters are based in south of France, with a sales office in Paris, Tokyo, and Taiwan. For the North American region, we have 2 distributors in place who represent GenesInk's out there. So what makes GenesInk's unique in the printed electronic industry is our ability to produce ourselves the nanoparticles, mostly silver, formulate them into inks that are adapted to each printing processes. Today we have more than 40 different formulations, and our R&D team is split into 3 main areas. That is, material scientists for manufacturing of the nanoparticles, chemical engineers for the formulation of the inks, and printing and electronic engineers for fine-tuning and to support the printing and electronic industries. We also have in-house screen printing, digital printing, spray coating equipments, and we work together with global key players in the printed electronic industry to test and qualify our inks. So today's webinar will be presented by Rita Fadul and myself. I'd also like to take this opportunity to quickly introduce our R&D and customer support team. We have Rita Fadul and Benjamin Duyej, 2 R&D project managers at GenesInk's. They both are engineers and have a PhD in chemistry and printed electronics, respectively. In the customer team, you have Raul Ashok, that's me, the business development manager at GenesInk's. I come from a management background and I handle the accounts from Europe and the Indian subcontinent. Then we have Grégoire Stalins, our technical applications engineer at GenesInk's. He's an electronic engineer and as well a printing expert out here. So let's have a look at the agenda for today's webinar. So I will be starting off with a quick introduction of smart and active packaging, followed by the objectives and advantages. And I will also give you all a quick outlook on the market, the ecosystem of smart packaging, and as well the major players. And following that, Rita Fadul will take over and she will be talking about GenesInk's solutions and explaining to you all why printed electronics. And then GenesInk's nano inks for smart packaging. And finally, she will talk about our smart ink range, which is dedicated for smart packaging. And of course, we would end the webinar with a short question and answer session. And should you have any questions, do feel free to post your questions once we end with the webinar, and we'll be happy to answer them for you. So what is smart or active packaging in short? Smart or active packaging describes packaging with extended functions. Packaging equipped with an embedded sensor technology and or a light up or an interactive system. Smart packaging systems are of various types. The first one would be design LED, and it is a packaging design that improves the form and function, supports value perception of the product, and as well enhances the user experience. And then we have active packaging. Active packaging describes a packaging that not only holds a product but improves the product itself. Antimicrobial food containers are a great example of active packaging because the container will hold and protect the product inside them. Its function is to react to possible harmful changes that occur around the packaging in order to protect the goods. And a good example would be moisture retention and temperature control. And then we have connected packaging. Connected packaging is the packaging that integrates technology like sensors, NFC, or QR codes to perform certain functions. Brands can leverage this packaging to present branded digital content to consumers. Consumers, for example, can scan the NFC with the help of their smartphones, which allows them to get exclusive content or to purchase something, or even to verify the authenticity of the product, and much, much more. So some of the technologies used in smart packaging today are sensors, NFC or RFID labels, printed batteries, OLED lighting, and OLED displays. Smart packaging is found in many industries, and some of them could be found in food and beverage industry, healthcare, pharmaceutical, automobile, electronics, and logistics. Now let's have a look at some of the advantages and objectives of smart packaging. So optimization for transport and efficiency in logistics. Perhaps this advantage will become the main driver for the adoption of smart packaging systems. This technology will be able to avoid unnecessary costs for distributors and traders of the product. So for example, it is possible to generate a package that provides an interactive information on how it should be handled and stored to ensure product safety. In addition, this technology also makes it possible to track packages in a more accurate manner. Smart packaging thus become a perfect complement to the most advanced transportation systems to move forward and ensure that the product arrives safely at their destination and on time. Next advantage would be the improved safety and security for users. Smart packaging will be particularly useful in ensuring the safety of perishable products belonging to the food and pharmaceutical industry. This is the case of smart label that warn of possible problems during the distribution cycle that compromise the product. If the cold chain is broken, for instance, or even if announcement regarding the expiry dates. The next advantage would be boosting differentiation and marketing. It helps brands to stand out by promoting their products in a unique manner. A good example is the Ballantine's whiskey bottle that you see out there on the right-hand side. The bottle contains sound-sensitive labels and electroluminescent label that glimmers in the dark based on the music that's being played in the bars. This bottle can be used for display purpose or even for pouring purposes, where the customer might be more likely inclined to the product and end up trying out the product due to its uniqueness. And then staying relevant is another advantage. So smart packaging means improved customer interface. Tech-savvy customers use newer forms of media or technology platforms. When brand engage on these platforms, they stand a higher chance of staying relevant in the customer's life. Also, it gives the opportunity for companies to connect with the existing and as well the potential customers. Brands which do not project themselves as technologically advanced often fail to grab customer attention and also end up being labeled as outdated. And of course, once you implement smart packaging into a product, it's also easy to find and spot, and it also reduces counterfeiting. There have been many counterfeited products, mainly in food, beverage, and pharmaceutical industries. With many fake products out there, NFC brings a foolproof solution to authenticate a product. And of course, the last added benefit would be is that it increases the shelf life of the product. So let's now have a look at the global market for smart and active packaging. Smart packaging market size was valued at $18.94 billion in 2019 and is expected to reach around $62.73 billion by 2026, reaching a compound annual growth rate of 16.2% over a forecast period of 2020 to 2026. The changing lifestyle of customers because of quick urbanization and an increase in use of individual personal items with advanced integrated innovation, drive the smart packaging market growth. Moreover, undiscovered geographical markets offering large open doors for the market players are relied upon to fuel the worldwide packaging market industry. The developments in the printing processes in various industries have also been key drivers for this market. Printed technologies have proved their functionality in processing and presentation of information on paper and other substrates. Hence, recently there has been a lot of scientific research on printed electronics and RFID technology, which creates the framework for the potential development of smart packaging applications. Now let's have a look at the smart and active packaging roadmap. Businesses are looking at packaging as a possible complete solution to transform the way they deliver, sell, and use products. Market leaders across various industries are adopting innovative smart packaging applications, particularly of the connected type, that generate and leverage data to make better decisions and delight the customers. Well, over here, the potential upside for smart packaging participants is large. Anyhow, as you can see in the graph, the pharmaceutical and beverage companies have already adopted the smart packaging, and they're currently in the growth stage in the market adoption. Other industries such as food, cosmetics, and industrial products are slowly beginning to add smart packaging to some of their products, and they are in the introduction phase as of now. So this shows that smart packaging is still emerging, but it cannot be ignored as it presents both significant opportunities and a real risk of disruption. Now we'll be having a look at the smart packaging ecosystem. So winning in smart packaging requires an ecosystem of partners, in fact. So yes, smart packaging is a solution that requires collaboration among several organizations, such as consumers and industrial product manufacturers, material substrate providers, packagers, retailers, transporters, and a small universe of technology providers. There are very few players out there that have all the necessary components in-house. The smart packaging, therefore, relies on the creation and effective maintenance of an ecosystem of partners. The upside is that they get access to new asset-light business model. The only challenge here is the complexity of securing and managing a web of capabilities you don't know. To be able to excel in smart packaging, companies will have to excessively invest in their partnering capabilities, learning how to form various types of partnerships to quickly add and drop critical assets and capabilities. Finally, let's have a look at some of the major players in the industry in terms of packaging and film manufacturers, and some of them would be Sealed Air, Amcor, Tetra Pak, 3M, Ball, Huhtamaki, BASF, and Prooftech. And now I will be handing it over to my colleague Rita Fadul, who will take it forward from here.
Yeah, thank you, Raul. So I am Rita Fadul, and I'm R&D project manager at GenesInk's. My projects are dedicated mainly to nanoparticle synthesis, nanoinks formulation, printing processes, and printed electronics. Today, I'm going to talk to you about GenesInk's solutions for smart and active packaging. GenesInk is designing nanomaterials and nanoinks for printed electronics. And as we all know, printed electronics commercialization is rising for the moment for smart packaging, labels, and for other applications. This is due to the fact that printed electronics are based on additive manufacturing methods, generating less waste and thus reducing the cost of electronic components. Printed electronics can be done on thin films, which allow to have lightweight and flexible electronics. And with printed electronics, we can have a variety of functionalities such as lighting, touch screens, sensors, antennas, photovoltaics, and others. Today, I will focus on our Smart Ink range for smart and active packaging. So this range is based on silver nanoparticles, and it is designed for integrated circuits and connectivity application, and for antennas, NFC, and RFID. The Smart Ink range is adapted for various types of substrates: paper, nanocellulose, polymers, glass, and silicon-based substrates, as you can see here in the figures and images. This range of nano ink is eco-conceived and designed. These inks do not contain any kind of toxic component or solvent or material, and it allows curing of the films at very low temperature, down to 60 degrees, and the obtained films have very high conductivities even at low curing temperatures. Our inks are designed for various types of printing processes such as screen printing, inkjet, flexography, syringe printing, rotograver, spray, and aerosol. The main advantage of our nano inks is a small quantity of material which is needed to perform very high conductivities and performance compared to microparticles and the flakes-based nano inks. Indeed, here in this graphics, you can see that only with 1 micrometer of a thickness with our nano inks, so with 7 times less silver material than a microparticle-based inks, we can achieve lower sheet resistances and thus better conductivities. Here I'm showing you an example of one of our R&D projects, GenesInk's. It's an H2020 project. The GenesInk's role in the project was to develop nanocellulose and silver-based conductive nano inks for conductivity and antennas application. So we use nanocellulose in 2 different forms, as form of crystals and fibers, and you can see that with adding nanocellulose to our formulation, to our silver nano ink formulation, we can have resistivity lower than 5 microohm centimeter. And here you can see a video. In this video, you can see an antenna printed with our nanocellulose and silver-based nano ink by our partner RISE, and the application on the smartphone developed by Infineon allow to detect the tag and the information transmitted by the antenna. So, as a conclusion, GenesInk's nanomaterials and nano inks show enhanced properties and performances adapted for all types of electronic application and substrates. Today we talked about our Smart Ink range based on silver nano inks and for integrated circuits and printed antennas, but we have also 2 other range of materials. Helios ink, this one is based on metal oxide, zinc oxide, aluminum dot zinc oxide, and tungsten oxide for electron and hole transport layer respectively, but also for the detection of food contaminants and gas in food packaging or other. And we have also our range of materials, conductors, which is based on silver nanowires, and this range is dedicated for transparent conductive electrodes and OLEDs and displays. So here we have some time left for questions, and we are gonna answer your questions with Raoul.
So yes, as I had mentioned before, if you have any questions, please feel free to write them down so that we could have a look at them and then answer them. So yes, we have the first question. How do I contact the US distributor? Yes, we have NTV in the United States who's actively distributing our inks over there. I could send you all the contact details of our distributor in the US following the webinar. Do you have any stretchable conductive inks? Yes, we do have. We have off lately developed nano silver ink for stretchable electronics, and yes, we do have ink for stretchable electronics. What is the viscosity of your silver nanowire ink? I will have to verify that. Rita, do you have an answer for that?
Yes, if it's for screen printing, it's around 1 Pascal second, and if it's for spray coating, it will be around 10 centipoise, 10 to 30 centipoise. I think that all information are written on our technical data sheets, but we can send you an answer about this. For screen printing, it's between 1 to 5 Pascal seconds, but for the other material, we can answer you by email.
Okay.
Unless I have, because I should connect on the network to get the right answer, but I cannot right now.
Okay. So for labels and antennas, there is a high current requirement. Can you handle high current applications? Yes, this is where our nano silver inks stand out, where other inks cannot support this. Our inks, of course, they can support the high current requirement and shall perfectly suit this requirement. The next question is how to connect with your Taiwan business unit to connect further. What you could do is you could send me an email first, and I shall forward your email to the concerned person in Taiwan. Could you do transparent print on a package, on a bottle, for instance?
With silver nanowires, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. And I have the answer for the viscosity of our low viscosity silver nanowires inks. It's 30 centipoise, 30 millipascal seconds.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, Rita, what is your opinion on this? Can you do a transparent print on a package, such as bottle, for instance?
If ink is based on silver nanowire, yes, but we should verify also the level of conductivity we are aiming for, because with silver nanowires we do not have the same ranges of conductivity as silver nanoparticles.
Right.
But yes, it's possible. Yeah.
Okay. And the next question is, what are the advantages of nanocellulose silver inks?
Yeah, nanocellulose is conferring to the ink some enhanced dispersibility, compatibility with paper substrates, and also nanocellulose allows to enhance the conductivity of the ink. And we have higher homogeneity films with nanocellulose.
Right. Do you have any other questions? Yes. Can you share your email address for follow-up questions? Yes, that would be the next slide. Rita, yeah.
This one. Yeah, you have the email address of all the teams, so you can contact us for any more information, any needed information.
We have more questions coming up. Did you try your ink on TPU substrates? If yes, how is the performance? Is it stretchable? Yes, so Our inks have been tested on TPU substrates, and in terms of conductivity, we achieve very high conductivity, and the addition as well, it has a good addition on it. Yes, it is stretchable. You're right. Right, so any other questions? I think we have answered all the questions so far. Okay, what elongation performance do you get? It's a good question. For stretchable applications, so far we have tested up to 100% elongation. Sorry, it wasn't GenesInk's that tested, but we do have clients that have tested up to 100% elongation. And at 100% elongation, they are able to achieve resistance of 80 ohms. Right. So I'll give you some more time if you have some more questions. And as well, yes, any demand from the United States, what you could do is you could send me an email directly with your demand, and I shall forward it to our distributor, NTV, the concerned distributor out there. Right, so I think since we don't have any more questions, I think you should be good. And yes, and the website of the distributor is www.ntvusa.biz. B-I-Z. You could have a look at their website for more information as well. All right, then. I thank you all for today's participation in the webinar. I hope that it was useful, and do not hesitate to get back to us should you have any more questions. And as well, yes, we will be sending you the presentation of the webinar for those who are interested. Thank you.
Thank you.